I'm sure every one of you have had this thought. What if trading doesn't work out? And the issue with this is that you attach your self-worth to a future uncertain outcome that may or may not happen. But the truth is, when you actually get to this point, you realize that it's not money, it's not making trading work out. That's the most valuable skill. The most valuable skill is who you are becoming in this journey. And what you learn from trading is risk management, self-control, awareness, and discipline. And you'll actually realize that the truth is you have to lower your ego and you can't be too egotistical or too arrogant in life. And all of these traits can be transformed out of trading, out of the markets, and into your life and make your life better in every aspect. In social settings, relationships, other things that you may be working on will actually improve a lot from trading. And you're also learning that if you just really sit down and focus on something and get to the root of it and understand everything about it, then you realize that you will make it. And the truth is, if you don't make it in trading, either you just have to keep learning and actually learn why it's not working for you, or you just have to switch over to something else, because a lot of you guys are young and you don't have to sell for anything. Like if something doesn't work out, then a new door opens. When one door shuts, a new one opens, and you can go into so many other things. But once you go down this rabbit hole, you never go back. Your mindset changes forever. You can never go back. You always want to be doing something, whether it's trading or starting as some sort of online business, because you just realize how deep this goes, how much it's out there, and your self-development and learning to actually trust yourself and believe in yourself and work on yourself. And that's something, once you get a taste of that kind of success, you never want to go. You get addicted to that thing, to that feeling, and you never want to go back. Years from now, you'll either be glad you did this or regret it for the rest of your life. When I was first starting out trading, I was in the beginning of my 20s, and for a lot of people, this is their best time of their life. This is the part where they can have the most fun, and that's actually true. When I look back at it, when I was in my late teens, early 20s, was actually the part of my life where I could have had the most fun I've ever had. I could have done so much. You don't have the kind of responsibility that you will get later, but you also have the freedom that you didn't have when you were younger. And for a lot of people, they have this big FOMO of missing out on those years. They want to look back at memories and they want to be young, alive, and live their life. But the truth is, for a lot of people, that's actually the best years of their life, because after that, they just go into the adult life and nothing changes. No new checkpoints, no new achievements, no living life, just the same repetitive tasks, the same repetitive every single day. But for those of you who have higher ambitions, as myself in trading, those years, when you look back at it, they're nothing. They don't mean anything. Obviously, you had some fun, I hope, but you realize that in the long run, who cares? You just move on. And you don't look that much back at it. You realize how immature you were, and you realize that who cares? But for a lot of people, including myself, I was staring at these charts every single day in trading, and I didn't have any guarantee that these charts were ever going to pay me anything or that I would achieve anything. And it felt so weird to invest so much time, money, and mental capital into these markets and just getting wrecked left and right all the time and just losing again and again and again. And it consumed my life for years, just losing. But the truth is that when you succeed, who cares? When you succeed, you realize that you had to go through that period in order to come out on the other side. Because if you sacrifice then the rest of your life will look completely different. But for a lot of people, they think that what they currently have is the best thing that they are ever going to get, because your brain can only compare to previous experiences, and your brain doesn't know what's going to happen in your future, and it's difficult for your brain to compare current events and your current life to something completely different. And the market is a mirror that you didn't ask for. Fear, impatience, lack of decision making, greed, ego, that's all traits that get exposed in you daily. And there is no such other thing that exposes this the same way trading does. So what is actually good about this is that you get the truth every single day. And sooner or later, you realize that if you want to succeed in trading, you actually have to work on those things with yourself. You actually have to sit down, you have to read books about these things, about yourself, and you have to work on this, because otherwise, the thing with trading is that you can't just apply strict discipline. You can't like David Goggins yourself through like into profitability. Like that's what I thought in the beginning. Like you just have to punish yourself if you fail, or if you break your rules, or if you do something stupid. But you can do that all you want, but it's not going to change anything. So either you go in and work on yourself so that you don't have to necessarily use discipline anymore to trade profitably. And what you'll realize is that what are those things trying to teach me about myself? What do I need to work on? What's lacking inside of myself? And once you actually get to the root of the problem and fix that, then trading becomes easier than it has ever been. It's like you're so fascinated that it was so easy all along, that you can just casually go into the market and just print 4R on a casual Tuesday. And one thing trading actually teaches you about life in general is that almost is not good enough. Because in trading, every single time from the beginning when we started trading, every one of us felt like we were almost profitable every single time. That's why we didn't quit, because we felt like we were almost profitable. We got this illusion. So we weren't profitable, so we weren't winning, but we weren't bad enough to quit either. But the truth is, and I know I'm guilty of this myself, and you are probably too, that we spent money on these challenges again and again and again, and we blew them every single time, and we told ourselves, but I'm almost there. But the truth is, when we look back at it after becoming profitable, we realized that we were not almost there. Like, we weren't nearly there, but it feels like we were almost there. And that's something you can apply to your life as well, that in a lot of areas in your life, you feel like you're almost there. But you shouldn't apply a lot of risk before you know for sure that you are there. And it could be anything. It could be, let's say, a lot of men think that they're capable of like defending themselves really good in a fight. But the truth is, in a lot of cases, if you don't know for sure 100% that you're going to beat that other person, then you shouldn't be fighting. But a lot of people would just think that, yeah, like I'll getting some punches, whatever, like, but almost is not good enough. What you'll realize is that it's going to end really bad for you if you're almost there. And it's the same thing in life as well. If you're almost there, you're not there. And in a lot of cases, you're not as close as you think. So what you should be doing, both in trading and in life, is that you have to get there before you apply a lot of risk. That means not buying just new challenges all the time. Sit down, learn how to trade. A lot of those challenges I bought could have been spent on a mentorship. Like, I could have spent like 5K on a mentorship instead of buying all those challenges. One, like in 2023, when I thought I was almost there. Like, imagine the knowledge I could have acquired with 5K in a lot of different mentorships. I could have tried every single mentor in the trading space for 5K, like, but instead I tried to buy these challenges because I was almost there, and I just blew every single one of them. But that doesn't matter. Once you get to that profitability stage, you'll get that money back, but it's just funny to look back at. And it also teaches you that money isn't real in itself. Once you can print that stuff, like, you realize that money in itself isn't real. A lot of stuff that you care so much about in your life isn't real. It doesn't matter nearly as much as you think, but you give meaning to it because you have never sat down and realized that a lot of these things doesn't matter at all. So trading in general, whether you make it or not, and let's just be honest, like, not everyone is going to make it, and the truth is you will still learn so much about yourself and about life in general that it's not a loss. It's only a loss if you take it as a loss. And you can always just keep improving, learn more. And I believe that if you decided to go into trading for the right reasons and you are a normal functioning human being, then there is no way you can't become profitable. Like, the reason why so many people fail is simply because they don't really want to achieve that kind of success. Like, they're not willing to sacrifice enough, they're not willing to work on themselves, and sooner or later they never take responsibility. Most people who quit trading refuse to take responsibility. They never say, I quit because I failed. They just say that the market is just too random, too uncertain. There is, like, this is just a waste of time, and they refuse to take responsibility. So if you can actually take responsibility, then you don't have to quit trading.